Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Alexiot's here. It is Tuesday. We're doing Raptor Freak Tuesday trivia. It's not classic Jurassic. It's on somebody, though. But, this was a little bit of a stretch. I understand he did an interview with SGA recently, and that's NBA related. But, Nardwuar being Canadian and being such an institution, I feel like he follows the rules of Canadian content. So, and I want to ask Justin about this first too, because it's like it was a little bit of a stretch to do a trivia on Nardwuar, but I'm going to because I feel like he needs the recognition, and he has had ties to the NBA and basketball in different ways. And being a Canadian, well, his the fact that he had that Raptors Rice Krispie box just made me kind of be like, wow. I wonder if Nardwuar is a Raptor fan on the download. He probably is. All right, let me talk to this guy real quick. Justin, are you okay with me doing a Nardwuar trivia because it's Canadian content? So you like Nardwuar, don't you? Yeah, you do, don't you? You think he's funny, huh? Okay, you're my son. I love you. All right. So I got the okay from the Canadian content officer, Justin Bieber, that we will go ahead and do a Nardwuar trivia today. Oh, this is a good hug. You got to make sure you hug for a good period of time or it doesn't work. That's the truth. Don't do those quick hugs and just be like, that doesn't work. All right, Justin, go back to damn sleep. All right, let me see what y'all's comments are, and we're going to get into it, and we'll do the questions very soon. Monique is here first. Wow, Superfan Mo, good morning to you. Good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Tough news to hear about Fred VanVleet, man. Many prayers. Yeah, this sucks. Yesterday, it was a roller coaster of emotions for me and Adriana because Adriana loves Fred VanVleet. We know this. She's like Fred VanVleet fan number one, just like Cool Cat is for Siakam. Adriana is the same way for Freddie. And she calls me yesterday and she's like, I hope you don't mind. What are you doing on October 29th? And I'm like, let me go look at my calendar. I said, oh, that's the Rockets game here in Toronto. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, I knew exactly what she did. She went and bought tickets for us to go see Fred and play with the Rockets when they come to Toronto because she wants to see Fred play. It wasn't even like an hour later, the news came out that he has a torn ACL and he's out for the season. I was just like, oh my gosh. And Adriana's like, damn, I just bought these tickets because I want to see Fred. It sucks. We're going to still go to the game. Of course, Freddie will still be there. He'll be wearing a nice Bill Cosby, not Bill Cosby, nice sweater. Why did you say that, Lex? He'll wear a nice sweater and wave to the crowd and get his kudos as one of the GOATs. And yeah, it just sucks. It's a roller coaster of emotions. We thought we were going to go see Fred play, but now he's not going to be playing this season. It's a real blow to the Rockets season, honestly. Reggie is reacting on Discord. He's a huge Rockets fan. And he's really sad because a lot of the expectations go out the window without Fred. There is a hole there without Fred. The leadership, the point guard duties. Reed Shepherd is not ready. They're going to have a really hard time signing somebody to come in and do the work. Otherwise, it may be that they're using Thompson at point guard all of a sudden, which is going to be crazy. Yeah, this is not good for the Houston Rockets in any kind of way. And it shows just how much Fred is actually very, very valuable to a team. Very, very valuable. I feel so bad for him. Praying for Fred too. This is not what we want to hear at this point in his career for sure. Yeah. Mo's reminding us there's 13 more days until the Raptors play basketball. I love it. I love it. Denver Nuggets, Vancouver, British Columbia. Let's go, Nikola Jokic and the rest of y'all. That's right. After training camp starts next week, after media day next Monday, and they'll go to Calgary and they'll be practicing for all week. They'll have that open practice on that Friday, and then boom, off to Vancouver to play the Nuggets and Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. That's right. I love it. I love it. I love it. Most saying, I know your trend for trivia, Lex. So you understand how I'm picking things, why I pick stuff? Is that what you're saying, Mo? It's just like I said, this is a long summer that come up with Raptors content all the way through into September after they, been last year. This is not an easy thing to do. This is why most will not try and do what Lex does. Blake Murphy's on Jay's duty. I don't know what the hell is going on with Sean Woodley and all them over there. They got baby duty. But this man's here every day, and we're gonna cover it all the time. That's right. But you know what? I don't think it's a stretch. I think Nardwuar is such a Canadian icon, and you know what? Honestly, I think he's opened the door. I really do hope that we get Nardwuar versus RJ Barrett soon. I really do hope that we get Nardwuar versus Dylan Brooks soon. I really do hope that we get Nardwuar versus Zach Edey soon. These are really good interviews for you to do, Nardwuar. I know your specialty is music and you're not really a basketball guy, but in some ways, these guys have interests outside of basketball that make them extremely interesting. And I think that you could figure it out. And these guys are fun guys to research. Listen, you do such hard research, Nardwuar, this human serviette, that I can't believe it. I do a lot of research for this channel too, but not on the level that you do. And I would love to find out what you dig up on Dylan Brooks and Zach Edey and other Team Canada types. Let's try. Do the Canadian guys. Do Lou Getz. Do Jamal Murray. Do Andrew Wiggins. I do any of them. Any of them. Kelly Olynyk. Go get Kelly Olynyk and have a goofy BC get together with Kelly Olynyk. You know, you guys can talk all about BC stuff, Cam Loops and stuff like that with Kelly Olynyk. So Nardwuar, let's get the NBA interviews in gear. You know, because I feel like you could get a second life in a certain way with exposure. This SGA video may be showing you that there is a whole untapped market that you can get yourself into with NBA fans. You know, you could go and do people like LeBron James and Kevin Durant and stuff like that. But in some ways, you want to keep it Canadian, go get RJ. That's what I'm saying. Go get RJ. That's right. That's right. Let's see what else we were saying here. James is saying Fred VanVleet out for the season. What should the Rockets do? Well, Reggie was saying online that they're strapped for getting a replacement for him until December. Like for some reason, there's some limitation they have where they can't sign anybody to replace him until December. So that's like almost 2 months into the season. So, oh man, it's a mess. It's a mess. Reed Shepherd's not ready. They don't really have a clear other point guard on that roster in some ways. They're going to be using a big guy to play point guard. They might as well let Sengun bring the ball up the court maybe. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, James. We're just going to have to see how creative Udoka and the Rockets organization is going to be, right? Right. Trevor's saying, be patient. Sometimes the wait is longer because the blessing is bigger. There you go. I like that one. This is a really good word of wisdom here. You know, don't block your blessings because you gave up too soon. Don't block your blessings because you're getting too frustrated and you're blocking it with bad energy. Just be patient. Trust the process. And like Trevor said, the bigger the blessing, maybe the longer it takes. And I'm totally thinking this way right now. Thank you, Trevor J., for your words of wisdom. Commissioner Fun, I love you, man. Thank you for what you do. Monique is saying such a great turnout for IQ's camp in Toronto. Yes. Emmanuel quickly had his Toronto basketball camp in the last couple days, and really good turnout. It seems like Emmanuel was very pleased with the whole event, and yeah, just fantastic stuff. Really cool custom shirts for the event. The Emmanuel Quickly basketball camp shirt is awesome, and yeah, good experience for the young kids to learn from such a talented top level basketball player in this world. Yeah, so awesome. I love to see that. Trevor's saying Jimmy is back on tonight because free speech wins again. Yeah, I want to say this. I'm very happy that Jimmy Kimmel is going to be reinstated and that, you know, we do have some sort of power as the people still, which is good. But I don't want everybody to go rushing back to Disney too quick. We've got to see how much he can do his job still. If he can't get up there and do what he's supposed to do, which is make fun of Trump and do what he does, because that's what that job is. Late night. I don't think Trump understands this. Late night comedians are supposed to make fun of the president. This has always been the case. You can go talk to Steve Allen and Johnny Carson. I don't think you understand this, Donald Trump. That this is part of the checks and balances. Even a king in his court had a jester that was part of the entertainment that was supposed to make the king look bad at times because that's part of the balance of power. But Trump doesn't want a balance in power. He wants a dictatorship where he is the dictator. And, well, it's good that, you know, Disney caved to the people. They lost $4 billion in like a 4-day period. That's amazing. That's the power of the people. That's what I'm saying, guys. We have a way more power than people want in the power want to think we or want us to think we do. They don't want to let us know how powerful we are. But I will say, don't go running back to Hulu, Disney Plus, and all the other entities under ABC, ESPN yet. We got to see if they'll let him still speak unencumbered, because they could have him come back, and now he has all kinds of free speech rules that he can't do things like he could. And, that's something. So we can't reward ABC yet. We've got to see that free speech is still alive and not just a mirage and just allowing him to get back up there. I hope he comes back punching. I hope he comes back and he just eviscerates Donald Trump's character left and right all over the monologue stage. That's what I hope he does. He deserves the chance to, because this is serious shit. This is not like a normal kind of like late night talk show controversy like Dave versus Jay Leno and shit like that. This is bigger than that. Let's just put it that way. This is way bigger than that. Guys, I put the link in the chat for our fantasy league. If you want to join, you got to go through that link. Well, y'all, I said no more comments. I want to start the trivia, and I see that y'all are writing a whole bunch of crap all in here, guys. Y'all need to stop writing comments because I want to do the trivia, and I can't start it until there's no more comments, guys. Trevor J saying Tempo will head into Montreal for 2 regular seasons. Yeah, you're giving me on the news now, man. Wait till I do the show. Wait till I do the comments. Yeah, I want to talk about this all extensively, but I want to do that on the Instagram stories. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam. Happy Tuesday. She's got Justin Bieber. Blackhawk's here. Good to see Blackhawk. Fiercely saying, I posted on various platforms that called out people dismissing Fred when he was a Raptor, and they now see his value, and they say they no longer are contenders. The hypocrisy. Yeah, it's always when things are convenient. Let's just put it that way. How they do things. It's always when things are convenient and they want to play this both sides of the argument to whichever side is convenient for them. Charlie Kirk and all this stuff proves it. It's just really play the side that's convenient for you. You're white supremacist. Well, you mourn the white supremacist and racist ass, and you use them as a weapon against other people in a convenient way when it's not even, you're lashing out the people that didn't even kill him. You guys killed him yourself, Trump people. Trump people killed Charlie Kirk. Nobody in the left killed Charlie Kirk. And if people are confused and think that somebody in the left killed Charlie Kirk, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. No, a guy who's even more Trump than Charlie Kirk killed Trump. More far right than him. This is just the truth. This is the truth. And most of the political violence and the really horrible things done are done by right-wingers, Trump people. Not the left. This is just total bullshit. You go ahead and outlaw Antifa, which is a concept, not even a real group. You go ahead, Trump, you idiot. You just show your low ass IQ when you do stupid shit like that. I understand why you did it. You want to have a reason to be able to throw anybody in jail for just a Morpheus label called Antifa. Well, whatever, man. You're an idiot. You're going to lose in the end no matter what. Just watch. All right, let's see. Amit's here. Good morning, Lex. Good morning to you, Amit Gaming. He's here to play trivia, that's for sure. Reggie's saying Rockets are hard capped. This is what he was talking about. They can't bring anyone until December 15th. That's the date when the contracts can be traded. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. It is what it is. And well, they're going to have to weather the storm at the beginning of the season. Hopefully, maybe it won't take too much out of them. But by the end of the season, they'll be all right by playoff time. We'll have to see. There's a lot of time. A lot of things got to happen. See, you guys are giving me all my stories that I want to do later. Right now, Mo's bringing up Tyson Degenhart. Got signed on the Exhibit 10. He's going to no, he's not going to training camp. He's going to the 905. He's going to the 905. He's not going to be in training camp. He's going to the 905, just like Quincy, just like Jarkel Joyner, those guys. It's the same route that they've been doing this whole month. This is the 4th guy that they signed to an Exhibit 10, which Blake Murphy calls Exhibit 0, because they sign him to Exhibit 10 and they waive him immediately. And it's just so Luke Wynn has the rights to the player for the Raptors 905. They are not going to training camp. They are just going to be going straight to 905. So Tyson Degenhart, Jarkel Joyner, Quincy Guerrier, Tyreek Key. Those are the 4 names so far I've heard that are going to 905. Smooth saying Rockets are fucked. See, he thinks that. I'm saying Amon will be a fine point guard. I'm not worried for them. Aaron Holiday is also okay. Reliable backup point guard. That's right. I forgot they had one of the Holiday brothers. So maybe Aaron Holiday can help them out. That's good points by Ahmed. Shaq Lindsay's here. Good to see Shaq Lindsay, member of the channel. Thank you, Reggie and Shaq, for being supportive of the channel. It might be the end for Fred. Hope he recovers, but money isn't everything. Fred got his huge payday. Fred's NBA career is bona fide and amazing no matter what. The Fred VanVleet story will be told someday, hopefully cinematically. And, it's exactly what it is. Freddie's got 31. And in some ways, look, the point guards' careers can be shorter. And especially when they're a guy who's undrafted, who wasn't even supposed to be in the league this long, it's amazing. And you're right. You're right. His career could be in jeopardy. If he's losing a step because of this ACL, it might be really, really bad for him to come back. I want him to have the most healing vibes and have everything happen in the right way so that he can come back and resume his NBA career to his fullest potential and length. But that is true what Shaq Lindsey's saying. This is scary because Freddie is in his 30s now and he plays a position that's a young man's game and it's a little bit of a fast position. So it's tough. Yeah, Adriana's saying I'm very, very sad about Fred. Yeah, I'm sad about Fred too. And it's amazing that you went and got those tickets. It just sucks the timing of things. It really does. Reggie's saying Fred VanVleet was the heat of the team, man. The intangibles cannot be replaced. KD is good, but he's not that guy anymore. No, he's not going to do the things Fred does in leadership. He's not going to do the things to control the tempo. In some ways, Kevin lets the game come to him. He's not forcing himself on the game anymore. And Freddie, in some ways, will try and dictate the game and lead the team in the pace that MA wants for the team. So I don't know what's going to happen here. It's going to be tough for the Rockets, for sure. Yeah. Let's see. Shaq Lindsey saying, I think when I canceled my subscription, that was the last straw. Viva Jimmy. There you go. You helped. You were part of it, Shaq Lindsey. You were one of the many numbers, one of the many drops in the bucket. And when that bucket fills up and they feel the pressure, well, Disney caves. That's been the case all along. Disney will cave to public pressure throughout the history of all kinds of different stuff, different controversies. Disney follows the money. They are very much worshiping the money. And the money comes from the people, and the people say no, and they're mad, and they start losing billions of dollars. You know what, Don? We'll go ahead and defy you because we're losing our money, and we only care about that. We'll have to see what happens. Donald's not going to be happy about this. He's going to be a big pouty baby, and he's going to, there's going to be some issues here. But in some ways, it just totally shows that he's an idiot and he's a liar because he said nobody watches Jimmy Kimmel. He has horrible ratings. He always has. That's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. You said the same thing about Colbert. And well, obviously people do watch Jimmy because they protested enough that Disney had to kowtow to the people, Donald Trump. So it just shows how out of touch with reality you are and how you just try to shape perception with your own opinions. Oh, that's a horrible person. That person is a horrible person. Oh, that person comes from good genes. Yeah, because I'm a white supremacist and racist. And I say really weird eugenics kind of things sometimes. Oh, yeah, Colbert's a loser. He's never been very good. He's a no talent hack. And he has no following. He's just bullshit coming out of his mouth left and right all the time, 24/7. And tweets too. Fucking sorry ass tweets. That's right. That's right. Kaloy saying morning, Lex and fellow freaks. Good morning to you, Kaloy. Good to see you. And Ahmed saying, I know you said no more comments. Just wanted to let you know I joined the fantasy league. Awesome, Ahmed. I'm glad you're in there. So we have 14 people in. We got two more spots, and that's it. If you want to get in there, you got to get in there soon. All right. No more comments, guys. Seriously. I got 3 more I'm going to do, and that's it. Get out there. Okay. Adriana just said trivia. Shaq Lindsey saying, I'm starting to think about what you said about IQ being traded before RJ. Look at the new recruits on the 905, mostly point guard. Yeah, I wouldn't go by the recruits for 905 for projecting this. I don't think anybody's going. I don't want to project anybody going. I want them to be successful as the unit they are currently right now. And, I want us to try and keep people. I hate how people are always looking to see which Raptor's the next person to go. Why do we have to do that? Let's just let Bobby do the job. And if something happens, something happens. If he has to make decisions, which Mike has said, he doesn't have to cut anybody from the salary cap. We can get underneath the apron still, even in our current roster. So it's a lot of hot air about the Raptors need to move somebody to get under the apron. Once again, we've explained this. There's incentives in some of the Raptors contracts that put us over the cap that are unlikely to be met. And when the final payout comes from the salary cap, we will be under the apron. So just trust on that. Seriously. Nins is here. Good morning to our Discord admin, Nins, and thank you for your work and helping us with the emoticons on this channel also. Good to see Nins. Kaloy saying, if anyone wants to pirate some Disney content without doing torrent message me in Discord. I can help. He's just saying, because, people have kids and they might want to still watch Disney without being on Disney. Well, Kaloy's got your hookup, apparently. I don't do that stuff. I'm not encouraging that kind of stuff happening on our Discord, just so you know. But if Kaloy's doing something I don't know about it, I don't know about it. That's it. Okay, Monique or Adriana is saying trivia. Let's go. Yes. The commissioner of trivia is declaring we need to start our trivia. And Monique is continuing to write comments in after I asked her not to. Read on J. Lou, silly Raptors fans are saying 2019 Raptors are cursed. Yeah, whoever said that, that's what Lewinberg said that. I don't care. You shouldn't even brought that in there. That's not even a comment. All right, let me go. Seriously, I told y'all I don't want to talk right now. I want to do trivia. So yeah. All right, guys, it is on Nardwuar. Our trivia is centered around Nardwuar. Don't try and cheat. Seriously, I want to see if we can get these from our general knowledge. And if it is really bad, then somebody can get fast fingers and go find the answer. But not until it's like maybe a minute into like trying to figure it out. So yeah, as always, full name answers matter. And being clear about what you're trying to say in your answers. Because some of these, and no cheating. That's right. Adriana's not one, no cheating. Commissioner of trivia is saying that. All right, guys. First question is, what is Nardwuar's full name answer? What is Nardwuar's full name answer? Yeah, we just do it that way. Usually we do the middle name, but Nardwuar has a real name. And I want to know what his full real name is. And that I don't even tell you how many there is there. Okay, Fiercey already did some pre-work. She got all 4 of the names. Look at that. She didn't just half-ass. She did full ass, and it was a quadruple ass because there's 4 names. 4 names. John, Andrew, Vernon, Ruskin. That's right. You know that Nardwuar has ethnic Russian roots in his family. That's right. He does. Fiercey's going to get all 4 of the names. And you know what? Because there's 4 names, you get 400 points. 400 points for a first answer. Yeah, lots of ass. Packing lots of thick ass. John, Andrew, Vernon, Ruskin. That's right. Sometimes a full name answer is just 2 names, but this is a quadruple name. That's right. 4 names. That's right. Lots of ass. Hauling it. All right. Question number 2. When Nardwuar was a child, he won a speech contest in school by talking about what subject? What subject did young Nardwuar in school in British Columbia get up in front of his class? I think he was like 6 or 7 years old, and he did an impassioned speech about what subject in his school. You guys just guess answers. I kind of want to riff off of funny answers. So, what do you think Nardwuar did his speech on when he was a little kid? And it showed right away that he had a very good speaking. He had a talent for speaking and communication right away. History, that's an interesting guess. It wasn't something as boring as that. It was, he did a speech, and in some ways he won the competition too, because he did such a good job. And it wasn't like a crazy subject. But yeah, if you guys guess, I'll give you kind of clues from it. History is too general, and it was a more personal subject. Let's just put it that way. It was a more personal subject. Yeah, let's get a couple other people playing in here other than Fiercey. She's the only one answering, y'all. Come on now, wake up. Hello, it's Tuesday morning. RaptorsFreak trivia. Let's go. Music. It's a little general too. But it's not music. His parents. This is the best answer so far. It is something in his life that is at his house, but it's not. It was not his parents. That's a great guess. His family. No, it's not his parents. It's not his family. No, it is. I guess it's somebody in his family. I guess it's kind of somebody in his family. Siblings? No. Pet. Okay. We're getting somewhere. And Amit's getting somewhere. Pet. Okay. He's hot. Cat. That's it. It was his cat. He wrote a speech about his cat, and he tore the house down, apparently. Everybody's like, wow, Nardwuar just did a speech on his cat, and it was amazing. And they were like, wow, that kid is good. So Amit got it. Yeah, this is the thing. Amit went about this the right way. He did like 20 questions. He's like, was it this? And he went to the next one. That's what you do. You deduce it. And that's some deductive reasoning to get to the cat. There you go. I knew you guys would figure it out. All right, next question, guys. All right. This shock rocker who is a Suns fan was once kind of a jerk to Nardwuar in an interview over the phone. This shock rocker who's a Suns fan was kind of a jerk to Nardwuar on a phone interview once. Yeah, full name answer. No half-assing. This shock rocker, I guess. He's not a jock. Shock rock. He's a Phoenix Suns fan. He's a big Phoenix Suns fan. He has been for a long time. He did a phone interview with Nardwuar once, and it didn't go well. Let's just put it that way. Nardwuar called him stupid. He said, "Hey, stupid." Fiercey, no, it's not Beck. Beck is not a shock rocker, and he's not a Phoenix Suns fan either. Nope, it's not Beck. So yeah, that's a clue right there. Nardwuar called him. He said, "Oh, hey, stupid. Hey, stupid." I'm saying I have no idea. Give me the word and I'll find it. Alice Cooper is the right answer. Yeah, Fiercely got it there. Yeah, the song "Hey Stupid" is by Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper lives in Arizona, and he's a big fan of the Phoenix Suns. He has gone to a lot of Phoenix Suns games over time. Now, Alice wasn't. It was weird because Nardwuar got on there and he called him stupid, and Alice was like, "Are you calling me stupid, man?" He's like, "Hey, stupid, who is this on the phone?" Because he's doing his gimmick, and Alice Cooper would not say, "Hi, this is Alice Cooper." He wouldn't do it. It was just confused. He got off the phone. He put his bodyguard on. And the bodyguard was like, "What are you trying to do to him, man?" And it's like Nardwuar tried to explain it to him. And the guy was like, "Oh, okay." And then he came back on. And then Nardwuar did it again. And Alice was cool. But then he asked him another question. And Alice Cooper just hung up. He was just mad at him. So, yeah, Fiercey, you did pre-research. I know she did. Don't be doing research now. Don't try and look up now. Adriana's right. We don't want to go look it up. We want to go off the top of our heads. And if you know the knowledge that the shock rocker from Phoenix Suns is Alice Cooper, there you go. Yeah. Most saying Nardwuar this goofy, though. Is Nardwuar this goofy, though? Nardwuar is exactly the person that he is on TV. He's not a character. You see him in real life. If you talk to him in real life, he would act the same way. He's somebody like me. He's a creative that has a very set way that he does things. In some ways, he's had barriers to becoming more famous because he wants to do it exactly his way. He could have made way more money. He could have been way more famous. But he doesn't care about that. He cares about doing things the way he does them, and he enjoys doing it. In some ways, it is probably part of being on the spectrum, and that's why he's very eccentric. That's right. Pre-research is allowed. That's what you're saying. So Fiercey's pre-research is okay. You know, she did this pre-research since I put up the picture of Nardwuar and Drake this morning. She didn't know for sure this is going to be Nardwuar. It's not that he's eccentric. He's got brain that wants to do things a specific way. And some people will look at that as being weird or something like that. But there's just people like that. I'm one of those kind of people. Nardwuar is one of my kind of people. Seriously. It's just that I'm on my own little RaptorsFreak stint and he's on his Nardwuar stint. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying all I read was his Wikipedia page. Other than that, I have no idea on anything. Okay, you see, you shouldn't even done that because I got a lot of the answers from the Wikipedia. So, yeah, Trevor wants the next. All right, let's go. Yeah, I put my photo up late because I don't want them to do pre-research. That's why. But put up the Nardwuar Drake picture yesterday. They go deep dive and they research it like they're taking a midterm. So that's why I put the picture up right before I come on because I don't want them to do pre-research if we can. I like them to try and do it off the top of their head. All right, next question, guys. What is the name of Nardwuar's band? What is the name of Nardwuar's band? Yeah, I put up the picture up late. I do. Yeah. What is the name of Nardwuar's band that he plays in? He's in a band out in BC, and they play a lot of music. The Evaporators is right. See, Amit saw the Wikipedia, so he knows. What does he play in the band? What is the position in the band? What is his instrument? What does Nardwuar play in the Evaporators? There's two things: lead singer, yeah, and keyboardist. Yep, both of those are right. So we're gonna give the answer to both you guys. 100 points for each of you. Yeah, he's on keyboards, but he also is the lead singer. So yeah, good stuff. You know that song that they play for his show is by his band, and that's them going Nardwuar, Nardwuar. You know. All right. Next question. One of Nardwuar's first famous interviews was with this vice president. One of Nardwuar's first famous interviews, like kind of one of the things that got him notoriety in the first time, like noticed, was asking this vice president some questions. Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford was a vice president, but he was a president also. He did interview Gerald Ford, but it was not the answer I'm looking for. No. Yeah, half-assed. He was not a keyboardist. Yeah, I mean, keyboard is fine. You can say guitar, right? You can say keyboard. You can say drums. keyboard. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Keyboardist, guitarist, guitar. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see. See, Amit's gonna get seagulled here. Somebody seagull Amit here. He's like, oh, it's Dan something. Dan something. Somebody could seagull him right here. Amit usually seagulls the other people. Y'all could seagull Amit right here if you know the answer right here. Man, I feel like only Amit and Fiercey are playing. Like, seriously, they're like the only two who care. It is what it is. They're number 1 and 2 in the trivia standings. Amit, you did get to your second spot. You did for sure. Lex asked what he played. You don't actually play lead singer. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to that, I just mean position in the band or whatever. Dan Quayle is right. That's right, Reggie. Reggie going to seagull Amit and get the Dan Quayle answer. Yeah, he did ask Dan Quayle. You know what he did? Dan Quayle was at a speech thing in BC, and Nardwuar sat in the audience, and he got to ask Dan Quayle a question as an audience member. And he came up to him and he said, do you know who the Prime Minister of Canada is? And Dan Quayle did not know who the Prime Minister of Canada was at that point. He made up some BS answer. He said something like, Clinton is our president now. And I know Mulrooney was the prime minister before, but he didn't say he didn't know, but he couldn't answer the answer. And it just showed like how out of touch he was. You seagulled him back. Yeah, we're not. Adriana, you want to come? You're in charge of ruling on this. They're kind of getting out of control because they're trying to run your job, basically. Amit's trying to say she doesn't get it for keyboard, which, first of all, that's not a good look, y'all. Y'all stop being so sticklers. Seriously. I get it that Smooth missed a letter in the name, but Amit, you can't do this, man. You can't do this. Adriana, you need to be on top of this and say Reggie or whoever, and I appreciate you doing that. Okay, so yeah, Smooth Brown Man on this one. All right, next question. Nardwuar had a poor experience trying to interview this loser singer. It's all good, man. I like that you're competitive to a degree, but I don't want it to be nitpicky competitive. Let's just have fun and spread the points around. That's what I say. That's right. That's right. I know you were very competitive. Nardwuar had a poor experience trying to interview this loser singer. Nardwuar had a poor experience trying to interview this loser singer. You know, Nardwuar wasn't always popular. He was kind of an instigator at a time. He would ask questions to piss people off on purpose. And sometimes people would attack him and chase him away. It wasn't always so nice like it is now, where people just love him. They're like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. No, his early interviews were a problem sometimes. That's right. Good morning, Cool Cat. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Coach. Smooth saying Kid Rock. Well, there's a clue in the question. If you listen to me real quick. Nardwuar had a poor experience in trying to interview this loser singer. Yeah. Adriana, don't be writing in the clue there. I was giving it to them. Adriana got this one right away because she saw this artist in concert this summer in Toronto at the Hummingbird Center. Yeah. I'm not telling you there's no genre. It's like Adriana said, think loser. That's right. That's right. If you know, you know, and you'll know because you know. That's right. Beck is right. Kaz is right. This one was Beck, Fiercey. Beck sings the song, I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Yeah, and Adriana did go see Beck in concert with a symphony at the Hummingbird Center this summer. Yeah, so yeah, it's Beck. And Kaz, Trucker Kaz got it, our fantasy WNBA champion. That's right. All right, let's keep going, guys. What is the name of Nardwuar's little sing song that he does at the end of his interviews where he goes, doot, doot, doot? What is the name of that piece of music, guys? What is the name of the piece of music that Nardwuar does to people? And everybody does different stuff like, ha, da, da. They do weird answers to him. And sometimes it's acceptable. And sometimes it isn't. And Nardwuar has to go, doot, 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 doot. What is the name of that piece of music? It's a very famous piece of music, if you know. That's right. Adriana is saying, very cool Roy Thompson Hall show. Beck. Yeah, Beck this summer. Yeah, I'm sure Beck is nicer than Nardwuar now, but maybe they haven't talked since. I mean, usually Nardwuar will come back and do interviews with people afterwards, but maybe Beck's like, no, he made me look like an asshole. I can't talk to him anymore. Shaving a haircut is exactly right, Fiercey. Shaving a haircut. Da, 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 da. I don't know the next part. It's like 50 bub or something like that. I don't know. But shaving a haircut is the name of this. The doot 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 doot. Yeah, it's such a rhythm and a song we've known for so long. It's in cartoons. It's a old barbershop quartet song, and it's really in culture, and it's in a lot of different places and very old too. So yeah, it's a very famous little tune. Shaving a haircut. People do it as knocks sometimes. That's the same thing. When you hear somebody knock like that, that's doot 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 doot. It's the same thing. All right, let's keep going. What hair metal star stole Nardwuar's hat? What hair metal star? And you know what? If he did that, he should get 18 in life for it. That's right. He should get 18 in life. That's right. What hair metal star stole Nardwuar's hat? And it was really big controversy at that time. Holy crap. Nardwuar had a special toque that his mother had given him, and this person stole it and never gave it back to him. Never, ever did. He took it and never, ever gave it back to him. Kaloy says it's Sebastian Bach, and I'm wondering if he knows it because I said he would get 18 in life for it. I think that's why Kaloy got it, because he knows 18 in a life to got it. 18 in life to go. Yeah, Sebastian Bach of Skid Row stole Nardwuar's hat. He was such a jerk about it too, man. This is the thing. Nardwuar's dorky. He's dorky, and people sometimes want to bully him. Like, he comes in and he starts doing his interview. Hi, I'm Nardwuar, and I'd like to ask you, and they're like, who are you? And then like start messing with him. Like Sonic Youth beat him up once. Thurston Moore and Lee Ronaldo, they like roughed him up. They came and like started pulling this shirt over his head, and he had brought this record for Thurston Moore, and he wanted to give it to him, and Lee Ronaldo broke it. And it was like right in front of him. And Nardwuar's like, no, why are you breaking this record? It's like, why did Sonic Youth turn into terrorists all of a sudden just because Nardwuar was nearby? So I'm saying, man, he's had some problems where people don't take him seriously when he was younger. And they bullied him. They bullied him in interviews. And Sebastian Bach was like that. And Kaloy got it because of the 18 in life. I love that. That dude knows his hair metal because he knew the 18 in life. He's a big Skid Row fan. Yeah. Sebastian's awesome. I've heard interviews with him and Professor Rock in recent years, and he's got a really interesting mindset on things. And he is a real talent. His voice is amazing. He's one of the best hair metal singers of that era. I seriously do think that. And he gives all the credit in the world to Bon Jovi. If they had not toured with Bon Jovi like they did when Slippery and Wet tour, Skid Row is not famous. They're not famous because they're just like every other hair metal band out of LA and stuff like that, All right, let's keep going. I love that. Kaloy got that from that. That's what I'm saying. I want to mine the knowledge of you guys from what you already know in your head. Like Kaloy knows 18 in life. That's right. All right, guys. This NBA star is back. It was on Nardwuar before. This NBA star was on Nardwuar once, and now that he's going back to the Pacific Northwest, maybe he'll be on Nardwuar again. Which NBA star am I talking about? He went on Nardwuar, I don't know, 5 years ago. And, well, now that he's back in the Pacific Northwest, maybe he'll show up on Nardwuar again. That's right. What is hair metal? Hair metal is a genre of metal that's kind of more girly. They wear makeup, and they have their hair poofed up, and they're like singing more ballady kind of soft rock songs. And it's not as heavy metal. Hair metal is more like Poison, Skid Row, Motley Crue. It's a real genre in the 80s. And then grunge came in and hair metal went out the window. That's kind of what it is. Steve Nash is not right, but Damian Lillard is right. Dame Dollar put out an album, and Nardwuar went in and interviewed Lillard and did the interview. Now that Lillard's back on the Trailblazers, maybe he'll hop the border and see Nardwuar again since they're already familiar with each other. So I'm at Gaming. Getting Dame Lillard is the answer. Yeah, it is Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar, that's right. No problem, Fiercey. You know that genre I'm talking about. You know that kind of music. It's like a Poison. Every rose has its thorn, just like every night has its dawn. Just like every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Yeah, that's right. There you go. Bon Jovi is definitely hair metal. Definitely hair metal. That's right. That's right. Dame Dalla, make you holla. That's the word I was looking for dorky. Dorky. Yeah, I love him. He's my people. I'm just as dorky as him. Trust me. If we're gonna be in the dork lot, I'm with him. I'm with my guy Nardwuar, because we are birds of a feather. We are definitely birds of a feather. He's my guy. He's my guy for sure. Kaloy said, yeah, 80s hair metal is a crazy time. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm a bigger grunge fan. See, that's the thing. The hair metal was going on, and then it was kind of killed off by Kurt Cobain, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden. All that came in. The Seattle scene came in, and the hair metal stuff was wimpy and kind of goofy. And then it was all about dirty, grungy, I'm the man in the box. Yeah, it was good times, man. I was a big grunge guy too. I was into thrash metal and hair metal, but then I got into grunge. Yeah, I'm with Kaloy. Kaloy and we've got the same path in our music there. That's right. All right, guys, next question. Nardwuar has a huge fan in this happy singer who has helped promote Nardwuar further and further. Nardwuar has a huge fan in this happy singer who has helped promote Nardwuar further and further. Pharrell is right. It is Pharrell. Because I'm happy. You feel because I'm happy. Yeah, Pharrell was in NERD. And him and his mate in NERD did an interview with Nardwuar out of the blue. He didn't know who he was. And when Nardwuar came in and gave him a Carl Sagan book, it blew Pharrell's mind, because he's like, how the hell do you know about this stuff about me? And Pharrell was like, dude, you're the best interviewer ever. And ever since then, he's championed him. And in some ways, Pharrell's been trying to get Nardwuar bigger jobs and more money and more fame. But Nardwuar, like I said, he's an artist that does it the way he does it. And he wants his own control. But Pharrell Williams could have given him a path into bigger and better things. But Nardwuar wants to do it his way. And in some ways, that also shows that he's, probably on the spectrum, and that he has a standard that he has to do it himself his way. And that's kind of like me. I'm the same way about that in this channel. That's right. You did a choreography on that track. There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one to dance to. For sure. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Nardwuar once did a 45-minute interview with a legend who danced with Ernest the Cat Miller. That's right. Nardwuar was told by the handlers of this legend that no one had interviewed this legend for that long other than Mike Wallace of the 60 Minutes TV show. That they were shocked at how long Nardwuar got this person to sit down and talk to him for 45 minutes. Never, ever gives interviews for that long, apparently. But he enjoyed the interview with Nardwuar so much that he did. The clue is, Nardwuar once did a 45-minute interview with a legend who danced with Ernest the Cat Miller. That's the clue right there. If you know, this is a wrestling clue. So if you know your wrestling history, you should know this. Yeah. You have to have watched WCW Nitro to get this answer. So wrestling fans, figure this out. Who danced with Ernest the Cat Miller and who's a legend in music? You know that answer, full name answer, you get the answer. That's right. It was shocking. Because honestly, this guy did not want to do an interview with Nardwuar at first. It's not a wrestler. This is a music person. It's not Randy Savage. This person normally would say, they had actually told Nardwuar, no, we're not going to do the interview with you. Sorry. It's just not, he doesn't want to see you. But a friend of Nardwuar's had came with some memorabilia of that singer, and they showed the memorabilia to the bodyguard. And the bodyguard brought one of the memorabilia to the singer. And he was like, well, I want to talk to them because I want to know how the hell they got this. And that's how Nardwuar got the interview. And it ended up becoming a 45-minute interview instead of nothing, because this singer was so amazed with what Nardwuar was able to ask him and talk to him about. The clue is, who danced in the ring with Ernest the Cat Miller? Yeah, it's a really big, not Gregory Hines. Where's my wrestleheads? Where's Smooth Brown Man? Where are my wrestleheads? Where's Trevor J? Y'all know who this is. Yeah, it's a singer. It's a musician. It's a legend in music. It's a huge legend in music. He came to WCW and he got in the ring and he did a little dance with Ernest the Cat Miller. You know. Maybe you didn't watch that part of WCW because it was bad. But people should know this. I could give y'all an easier clue and you get it right away. But I want to see who remembers this from the wrestling world. Who remembers what musical legend came into the ring and actually did dance with Ernest the Cat Miller in the middle of the ring? Oh my gosh, you guys. You got to get this. It's not a dancer more known for that. I got no idea. Never watched wrestling. Amit's just not going to know. This is before you were born even too. This is in the late 90s. This may have been like 2000 or 99. What genre? Well, if you know who Ernest the Cat Miller is, you could say this. Ernest the Cat Miller was directly ripping him off. Let's put that. Gregory Hines? When was Gregory Hines ever in a WCW Nitro ring, Trevor J? Come on now. When was Gregory Hines ever in a WCW Nitro ring? No, guys, come on. Ernest the Cat Miller. Who was he ripping off when he do his character? When he come out to the ring, he's, I'm Batman. And then he'd like have somebody break. See, if I talk about it too much, y'all are going to know exactly who this is. Somebody should know this. Come on now. Come on now. I could do a little bit of his music real quick, like in a doot 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 doot. This is a man's world. That's all you're getting. You better get this. Damn it. Golly, why was that so hard? James Brown was the man who came to the ring with Ernest the Cat Miller and danced in the middle of the ring with Ernest the Cat. And that is the interview I'm talking about with Nardwuar. Nardwuar got a 45-minute interview with James Brown after waiting 3 hours for him. And then they told him he wouldn't get it. So Nardwuar said, give me your stuff, friend. We're taking it to him and he's going to see it. And that's how it is. Yeah, you're a big funk fan too. Yeah, I'm surprised you guys don't remember that on the Nitro. They literally brought James Brown out in the wrestling ring and he stood in the ring with Ernest the Cat and they did their little dance together. They did it together. You know, because Ernest the Cat Miller was a legit karate like expert. He was really good at karate in real life. And he was the karate instructor for Eric Bischoff's children. That's how they found him. He was at Eric Bischoff's house teaching his kids karate. And he's like, you know what? You could be on wrestling, Ernest. He's like, really, Eric? You going to put me on TV? And then he brought him in. He said, yeah, you just act like James Brown and be a karate guy. So Ernest the Cat would fight somebody, and then he'd fall down on the ground like this, and his handler would come out and drape his robe over his back. They do the whole James Brown thing. So, yeah, and he did get James Brown to actually come in and be on the air with him. James Brown came out in the ring and stood in the ring with Ernest the Cat. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Good for Nardwuar. Yeah. It was a big get to get James Brown. Yeah. Trevor doesn't remember James Brown on WCW. Yeah. He was on a Nitro episode once. It was crazy. You could probably find it. Go look it up. You'll see it on YouTube. Yeah. Isaac Campbell coming in here saying James Brown. That's right. That was a pretty good impression of his song there with the music. I knew if I did this voice, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. I could do the dun, 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 dun. And then once you hit that part right there, yeah, it's too easy at that point. Come on now. Come on. All right, let's keep going. This is fun. All right, guys. Nardwuar has interviewed one of the Raptors' girlfriends. Well, which one of the Raptors' girlfriends has Nardwuar interviewed? Nardwuar has interviewed one of the Raptors' girlfriends. Which one of them? Which one of the Raptors' girlfriends? Either the girlfriend or the Raptor. Tell me who it is. And yeah, Godfather's Soul. That's right. Nardwuar's interviewed some very important people. DeMar DeRozan? No, he didn't interview DeMar DeRozan's girlfriend. He didn't interview Grady Dick's girlfriend. No, not those two. It is a current Raptor. It is a current Raptor, guys. He didn't interview Kyle Lowry's girlfriend. No. It's a current Raptor, and Nardwuar has interviewed the girlfriend of this Raptor. He has done an interview with this Raptor's girlfriend. So yeah, you guys should put this together. Scotty Barnes, no. Scotty Barnes, Alyssa has not been interviewed by Nardwuar. No. Oshai Abaji, no. Avery has not been interviewed by Nardwuar. Neither has Carla Lessing, guys. No. Kyle Lowry's beautiful wife that played college basketball was not interviewed by Nardwuar. No. Think about this, guys. Which current Raptor would have their girlfriend interviewed? Brandon Ingram. That's exactly right. Glorilla has been interviewed by Nardwuar, y'all. Y'all can go look at that one. It's more recent. It came out in the last couple of years. So, yeah, it's Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram's girlfriend, Glorilla, has a Nardwuar versus Glorilla episode. That's exactly right. Good job. Yeah, they're dating. They are officially dating. That's for sure now. Yeah, it's official. Colin Murray Boyles, Chloe Kitts, maybe. I don't know. All right. We still got like 5 more questions, guys. I know it's moving along pretty slow, but I'm having fun with it. Guys, what is the name of the game that Nardwuar plays with Canadian politicians? What is the name of the game that Nardwuar does with the politicians? He did it with Justin Trudeau. He did it with Mark Carney. He did it with Jack Layton. He did it. The hip flip. That's right. I knew Isaac was going to get this one. Isaac, coming from that world of politics, he knows about the hip flip, the very famous Nardwuar hip flip. Yeah, that's right. Jagmeet did it too. That's right. Jagmeet Singh, Elizabeth May, she did it also in this last election. It's basically a game where they attach themselves with a contraption between them. And Nardwuar has this thing on his hip, and he put it on Mark Carney's hip too, the Prime Minister of Canada. And they flip the thing around with just their torso and moving their hips. And they try and flip the thing over. Yeah, it's really goofy. None of the PC party ever do it. They're assholes. They're not fun. They always tell Nardwuar no. Stephen Harper said no. Stupid PP said no too. Yeah, but everybody else says yes. Jack Layton, yeah, he's there. The Liberals have been doing it. The NDP do it. That's right. The hip flip. It's a Canadian tradition now in politics to do the hip flip with Nardwuar, the human serviette. That's right. It's a tradition. All right, let's keep going, guys. In an interview with Nardwuar, and this is many interviews. This is probably the person he has interviewed maybe the most. In an interview with Nardwuar, Snoop Dogg tried to take a doll of what very famous comedian that he wasn't supposed to take. Often Nardwuar gives gifts to people and they can take them. But this particular doll was so rare and really hard to find that he couldn't give this doll to Snoop Dogg. But Snoop Dogg wanted to take it, and he's trying to take it, and Nardwuar had to stop him. What was the doll? What comedian was the doll of? What comedian was that doll? If you've seen the Nardwuar episode, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The Nardwuar Snoop Dogg interview where Snoop Dogg tries to take a doll that is not, he can't take it because in some ways it's a museum piece that's probably in somebody's very important, expensive collection. But when Snoop saw it, he said, I want this. I'm taking it. And Nardwuar said, you can't have it. It was a bit of controversy, but him and Snoop are really close, honestly. Richard Pryor is a great guess, Fiercey. It is a very good guess. It is somebody who worked with Richard Pryor. Maybe a hero of Richard Pryor's, a hero of his, like somebody he looked up to. Paul Mooney. It's not money. Paul Mooney with 2 O's. No, Paul Mooney, the great comedian and writer, is not the answer. It's somebody much more famous than that. A lot of people don't know who Paul Mooney is. But yeah, Richard Pryor would look up to this guy. Eddie Murphy looked up to Richard Pryor. Let's get this the right order. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this in the right order. You know what? This guy was in the movie with them, Red Fox. That's right, Fiercey. It was a Red Fox doll that Snoop Dogg wanted to take. Nardwuar had this amazing Red Fox doll. It was like this big. It was a big, huge Red Fox doll. And Snoop Dogg loved it. He wanted to take it. But no, he couldn't take it. Red Fox is the right answer. They were all in that same movie together, right? Eddie, Richard, and Red. Was it Harlem Nights? That's right. It was Harlem Nights. That's right. All right, let's keep going. 3 more questions. Nardwuar considers this interview the apex top of his career. Nardwuar considers the interview that he did with this person as the height of his career, as the apex. And he got this interview because of Pharrell. Pharrell helped him get this interview. That's right. Drake is not right. Hell no, it's not Drake. It is not Drake. Kurt Cobain's a good guess. It's not right. It is not Aubrey Drake Graham. As much as Drake loves Nardwuar, that is not the pinnacle of his interviews. Nas is not right. It's, you're in the right area, guys. Drake and Nas are in the right area for who this person would be. You got to think even bigger. Even bigger. I don't want to give any clues because I don't want to give it away. But it is somebody as big. Jay-Z's right. Trevor Jay's going to jump in and get a Raptor Freak trivia points today. Trevor J getting Jay-Z. Yeah, Jay-Z only did the interview because Pharrell told him to. Pharrell loved the interview so much. He's like, Jay, you got to do his show, man. And Jay-Z did it solely because Pharrell told him to. And Nardwuar was over the moon that he got to interview Jay-Z. Of course, Nardwuar had interviewed Beyonce earlier because he did an interview with Destiny's Child when it existed with all the ladies of Destiny's Child. So, yeah, he's had some big names, big names. He's done Dr. Dre at some point. Yeah, I think he's done Nas. He's done almost all those names you guys are listing right there. Yeah, yeah. But it is Jay-Z. That's the one he considers the peak of his career. All right, guys. Next question, guys. Nardwuar appears in this Glorious Singers music video in 2022. Nardwuar appears in this Glorious Singers music video in 2022. Yeah. Who's this artist? Nardwuar appears in his music video in 2022. This glorious singer. Yeah. Mariah Carey? No, it's not Mariah Carey. It's a good guess. It's not Mariah. No. Tyler, the Creator. That's another good guess. That's definitely somebody who's been on Nardwuar and has a lot of fun on Nardwuar with him. It is not Tyler, though. It's not Tyler. You got to think of somebody, I guess, the glorious singer. It'll get you that. Lil Uzi Vert. Now, Nardwuar is in a Lil Uzi Vert song. He's a sample in one of his songs. And, yeah, it's Taylor Swift. No, not Taylor Swift. Laura Branigan. Laura Branigan? No. Who would Glorious? It's not Gloria. Glorious. Not Laura. Gloria. I think they got your number. You're thinking about Laura Branigan, like way back, like you take my self-control. No, not her. Little Jacuzzi Vert is what I call Lil Uzi Vert. There you go. Yeah, I mean, that is the clue. The glorious singer. That is the easiest clue to figure it out. The Glorious Evaporators. That's a great guess. It's not right, Isaac. This guy maybe found in a Goodwill store. This guy may be found in a Goodwill store. Cardi B. No. This guy Nardwuar was in the video. I remember because I was watching all the videos at that time, and I was watching this video, and I'm like, oh crap, Nardwuar's in this video. This is cool. It was in 2022, and this glorious singer. Well, maybe he's grabbing tags. Does that get it right there? I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. You guys can get the connection. He's also gotten in trouble for his views politically on Palestine. In times he's gotten in a little bit of hot water. Mary J. Blige is not right. Nope. I thought that this song Glorious was a big hit and that people would know that he sang it. You know, maybe not. I guess it's just you guys just don't really think about him at all. I mean, I gave you a good clue. He'd be at Goodwill getting tags. That's pretty easy right there from that. You should know it from that. Yeah. Who sang about that? Oh my gosh. Some of these are like pulling teeth. I don't want you to go look it up yet though, Amit. Think about it, guys. Who would go and get tags at the Goodwill or the Salvation Army? They sang that song. And also he has a song called Glorious. And he did a music video in 2002. Macklemore is right, guys. It's Macklemore. Pulling tags. Like, isn't that his song? He's like, I'm just pulling tags. Blah, 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 blah. You know, whatever. I can't do that song. Yeah. There is a song called Glorious that he did early in his career that was a hit. Yeah, there was a song called Glorious. Yeah. Macklemore is the right answer. Fiercely got it. Last question of the day, guys. A very famous early interview that Nardwuar did was with this music power couple. A very famous early interview that Nardwuar did was with this music power couple. Who are they? Who are the power couple that Beyonce and Jay-Z? Nope. Kurt and Courtney's right. Isaac, I'll do it even though you half-assed it. It's right. Isaac's right. Kurt Cobain was eating pizza while Nardwuar was interviewing him. And it made me think that, Kurt very well publicized, had very bad digestive problems. And I know for me personally, my digestive problems were all from gluten and from eating stuff that I didn't realize was poisoning me all along. I wonder if Kurt had found out he was gluten intolerant, if he would still be alive today. Because a lot of his pain and suffering and his disposition and how he felt, was his depression, was very much gut centric, because it's very well documented that he had horrible digestive issues, and that he had a lot of pain coming from his midsection from, probably eating gluten, not knowing that he's intolerant, and just poisoned himself. So I couldn't help but watching the interview with Nardwuar and him eating that pizza. I'm like, don't eat the pizza, Kurt. No, don't eat the pizza. Oh, it's sad, man. It's sad. But yeah, it's a really good interview. And Courtney Love's kind of an idiot in it. But anyway, yeah, check out Nardwuar's stuff. I watched a bunch of his interviews yesterday that I hadn't seen, just for fun. I kind of fell down a rabbit hole of Nardwuar yesterday, and it was so fun. I mean, he's amazing. He's so funny. And he has a different periods in his career. So yeah, check it out. Check it out. Adrian's saying I have to go back to homework. Have a great day, everyone. That's right. All right. Thank you, Commissioner Trivia, for adjudicating on a trivia today. And I appreciate you. Yeah, that's all the questions today. Nardwuar trivia. It's a little bit of a departure from what we're used to on the channel as far as the subject of the trivia, but I felt like it was fun. At least it was informative. I tried to tie it in with stuff. Yeah, great work, Commissioner. That's right. Instagram stories. Trevor was like, move it along. Let's go. He's like my producer. All right, like move it along now, Lex. All right, woo, 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 woo. Go, go, go. All right, let's see. What am I going to do first? We'll do the straight goods on Canadian goods first, Trev, just because it's the first tab here. Guys, I'm talking about burgers again. We talked about Harvey's yesterday. You don't have to go to any American chains to get a fast food burger. You can go to Hero Certified Burgers. It's founded in 2003 in Toronto and remains Canadian owned to this day. It uses 100% Canadian Angus beef, emphasizes sustainable sourcing. So if you know a Hero Certified Burgers in your area, know that you're supporting Canada and eating 100% Canadian meat if you're going to that Hero Certified Burgers. So salute to Hero Certified Burgers, a great Canadian burger joint. There you go. We got a WNBA action tonight, guys. The second games of the second round, Phoenix at Minnesota, Indiana at Las Vegas. And here's our refs. Phoenix, Minnesota crew chief, Roy Gibien, number 42. Referee, Tim Green, number 9. Ashley Gloss will be the umpire at number 10. And if they need him, Ryan Sasano's there, number 3 as the alternate. Indiana Fever against Aces. Fatu Sissoko Stevens is the crew chief, number 15. Kevin Fahey, number 43, is the referee. Jeff Wooten is the umpire, number 23. And Marcy Williams will be on hand, number 40, as the alternate. So that WNBA Game 2 action, we'll have to see if the Aces can even up things with the Fever. And, let's see if the Lynx are going to an undefeated streak to get to the WNBA championship. They have a lot of work to still do. But, hey, they're undefeated so far in the postseason. Let's see if they can keep that undefeated streak going tonight against Phoenix. So, yeah, good stuff there. Love it, I love it, I love it. Fiercely saying, on a serious note, please get checked when you don't feel right. Diagnosis can save your life. Yeah. It's good to do regular medical checkups. It's good to get a physical. It's, pay attention to different stuff. And definitely, in today's day and age with things like COVID and different things going on, you may think you just have a regular cold or sinus thing or something. It could actually be COVID. It could actually be COVID because it is still working around in different places, and it is still kind of around, just so y'all know. I know it's not in the forefront. We don't think about it so much, but people are still getting COVID here and there. So have precautions, be safe, be smart, and pay attention to your body. Like Fiercely saying, prevention is better early than later when things are really bad. Trust me. Yeah. Let's see. Whether food-wise, mentally, physically, do not hesitate to consult. That's really good advice. I like the words of wisdom coming from MJ. That's right. I would have thought the Aces would dominate, but the Fever have risen. Tough matchup. The Lynx will win over Phoenix. More cohesiveness in their system and more scorers. Collier, Williams, McBride, etc. Yeah. The Lynx are a great unit as far as the team. and they have the right kind of different roles playing in each one. Caleb McBride is an exceptional three-point shooter, and Nafisa Collier is absolutely one of the most dominant players in the league right now. So they've got really good pieces. Courtney Williams is a very steady hand at point guard. So yeah, they've got a lot of good pieces in a lot of good positions. On the Minnesota Lynx, a team that has won their share of WNBA championships. Well, it looks like they want to go get their next one this year right now. The NBA is ranking they're ranking the NBA on ESPN this morning. Once again, the NBA rank is here. Okay, NBA insiders, you assholes, Tim Bontemps and the crew. And well, I've got gripes with it, obviously. Now, the way we should look at it is there's 30 teams in the NBA, right? There's 30 teams in the NBA. So if there's 100 players being ranked, that means each of the 30 teams should have 3 players at least. If not, there's 10 teams that are going to get 4 players, right? Or some teams may even get 5 players. Well, how many Raptors are ranked in the top 100 of ESPN's player rank for this year? Well, the first thing is a red flag. Number 100 is RJ. This is crazy. I can't believe they do this because like last year he was ranked 53rd in the league and they're giving him 100. I think the downgrade is because of Brandon. This is what they said. Barrett averaged a career high 21.1 points per game last season for the Raptors, his first full season playing for his hometown team after being acquired by Toronto midway through the 2023-2024 campaign. Barrett's role entering the season is a bit in flux. However, a goal for the team is to combine his talents with the newly acquired Brandon Ingram and ascending star Scotty Barnes. That's Tim Bontemps saying it. Signature stat, last season, Barrett joined Pascal Siakam to become the only players in Raptors history to average 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in a season. See, that sounds pretty good. He's one of only 2 Raptors to average that. That's crazy. Where's the respect? And why the hell is he 100? Seriously, y'all put him at 100. You want me to tell you some of the names that are above him? It's insane. Stephen Castle, first of all, is just above him. Walker Kessler, Peyton Pritchard. They put Peyton Pritchard at 97 over RJ. This is ridiculous. Nickel. I love Nickel. Nickel's Team Canada. Nickel's awesome, but Nickel is not better than RJ Barrett. Who the fuck thinks Nickel Alexander-Walker is better than RJ Barrett? Seriously, this is crazy. PJ Washington? You're joking me. You guys are writing comedy over there. Oh, now here's our guy Yak. They put Yak at 93, guys. Jakob Poeltl is ranked 93. He was not ranked last year. So he was not in the top 100 last year. He's 93 this year. And this says for Yak, in his 9th NBA season, Poeltl averaged career highs in points, rebounds, and assists. See, he had his best year ever last year while playing at career high 29.6 minutes per game. The Raptors rewarded Poeltl with a 3-year extension that keeps him under contract through 2030. 2 factors are keeping Poeltl from ranking higher. Once a premier rim protector with the Spurs, he has only been average in this regard with Toronto. That's for you to what? You fucking saying he's not a premier rim protector on the Raptors? What's changed? And what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? Like, seriously, Kevin Pelton. Seriously, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? How has he changed from a premier rim protector just because he went to Toronto from San Antonio? That don't make no damn sense at all. How has he changed, especially when he's having a career year? This sounds like they just wanted to have some sort of little downgrade all of a sudden here. Additionally, Poeltl has missed a combined 57 games the past 2 seasons. The 8 of those last year were due to rest. Yeah, don't give me that stat about how many games he's missed because some of it was intentional in the last couple years. Signature stat, last season, Poeltl averaged a career high 14.5 points per game as well as a top 10 field goals on floaters and layups. Yeah. So, I'm glad that he's ranked in the top 100. I'll take that. And even if he's at 93, that's fantastic. That's some respect for Poeltl. But the RJ stuff, that's messed up, man. Putting him at 100. Mitchell Robinson's at 92. Jokes, pure jokes. Drew Holiday, 91. Naz Reid, 90. These are all better than RJ is what they're saying. 89, Andrew Wiggins. I already went over how I feel about Andrew Wiggins versus RJ Barrett very publicly on this channel a few times already. There's no way in this world that Andrew Wiggins is better than RJ Barrett right now in this NBA world. I'm sorry. Y'all are totally biased. And you are shortchanging RJ Barrett, and I think it's partly because he's a Canadian playing on the Canadian team. You're going to put him at 100 just to save face. You put him all the way at the bottom. It's crazy, man. You put Andrew at 89. You had him at 90 last year. What has he done in the last year to move up one spot? And what has RJ done to fall 40 something spots? Like, seriously, what are we doing here? What did Andrew Wiggins do last year to improve himself to move up one spot this year? Well, RJ's fallen over 40 spots to 100 from 53. Like, seriously, RJ had one of his best years of his career. And y'all are down ranking him like that? That's so messed up, man. Zach Edey's at 88. I mean, I like that Zach's involved, but in some ways, Jonas is number 87. Jonas Valanciunas. Isn't Jonas Valanciunas a backup center now? How the hell is he 87 in his league? He's a backup to Jokic. Man, ESPN, y'all are idiots. I don't know what you're trying to do over there. You're really bad. Bradley Beal at 86, y'all. They put Bradley Beal in here at 86. So messed up. Tobias Harris is 84. So crazy. Jonathan Kuminga, 83. And RJ is number 100. You guys are on drugs down there, man. Norman's 82. Norm Powell getting 82. I mean, I won't get mad at that. I like that. Andrew Nebhart, 81. Now, once again, this is another Team Canada guy that's ranked higher than RJ that is not better than RJ. Andrew Nebhart, Zach Edey, Nickel. These guys are great. We love them. They are fantastic Canadians, but they are not better than RJ Barrett. SGA is the best Canadian in the league, and RJ's second. RJ is second. I don't see who's the second best Canadian in the league right now. RJ Barrett. Get it right, ESPN. You idiots. You idiots. But Andrew's there. Andrew's ranked at 81. DeMar is 88 at 80. DeMar DeRozan, our GROAT, is ranked at 80 on the Kings. They got Okongwu, number 79. Okongwu, the center for Hawks, who's been a backup center most of his career. This is they're on drugs. Tamari Kamara is number 78 of Portland Trailblazers. There's Brandon. They put Brandon in at 77. Brandon Ingram was ranked 40th last year on the Pelicans. So wait a second. You're saying that Brandon Ingram was unhealthy and he was on the Pelicans and y'all ranked him the 40th best player in the league, and now all of a sudden he's healthy and he's on the Raptors. He drops 37 spots to 77. I'm sorry. This is just like the 15 minutes of ESPN disrespects the Raptors time right now. This is crazy. This is what they said about Brandon. Somehow this will mark the 10th season for Ingram. The former number 2 pick played just 18 games last season due to a severe ankle sprain, after which he was traded to Toronto, which signed him to a 3-year, $120 million contract extension. He hasn't played a game since December the 7th, and his lone all-star appearance came in 2019-20, but it will be intriguing to see how he plays alongside Scotty, Emmanuel, and RJ for the foreseeable future. And that's some guy named Holmes that wrote that. So, I mean, I don't get this. Why do you drop Brandon and RJ so far? Is it because of each other? It's like, oh, RJ can't be this high up and Brandon can't be this high up. They're playing together now. It's ridiculous, man. But, hey, we have 3 Raptors from 50 to 100. Brandon, Jakob, and RJ. And you know Scott's in the top 50. So the Raptors got 4 players in the top 100. Emmanuel's not getting any love here, apparently, though. Emmanuel's not getting any love, though. But, yeah, more of this. Brandon Miller, Jaden McDaniels, Jabari Smith, Derek Lively, Zach LaVine, Kobe White, Michael Porter Jr., Josh Hart. They're putting role players in here. Like they're better than RJ, better than Ingram. These guys are better than Ingram? These names that I just said, Zach LaVine, Derek Lively, Kobe White, Michael Porter Jr., Josh Hart, you're crazy. You're crazy. Tyler Hero, Cameron Johnson, Denny Avija. No, that dude is not better than RJ. Hell no. Aaron Nesmith. Aaron Nesmith's a great role player, but he's not better than RJ. You people are on drugs. You think this. Lou Getz gets 64. Another great Canadian guy. He's a champion. In some ways, you give him some respect. Let's not get this twisted. Lou Getz-Dort is a role player. How the hell is he better than RJ? RJ's an all-around superstar. This is so messed up, man. I love Lou Getz, and I appreciate him getting a high rank, but still, LaMelo Ball, 63. You put an exhibition player in here at 63. Christian Brune? How the hell is Christian Brune 62, ESPN? Who the hell is Christian Brune? You might as well put Grady Dick on here if you want a white guy from Kansas. Seriously. Zion Williamson? Now I know you're on drugs. If you think Zion Williamson is better than Brandon Ingram at this point, you're crazy. ESPN, you are crazy. I need to put this down. Austin Reeves, 60. Jalen Suggs, number 59. They think Jalen Suggs is the 59th best player in the league. They are crazy. And they think he's better than RJ like that. Trey Murphy III. Oh, my gosh. They give him more respect to the New Orleans Pelicans, which is a garbage team, than the Raptors right now. Miles Turner, number 57 from Milwaukee. Isaiah Hartenstein, 56. Dyson Daniels, 55. Paul George is 54. That's an insult right there. RJ's better than Paul George at this point. Alex Caruso, a role player off the bench at 53. ESPN, all your credibility goes out the fucking window when you kiss the ass of so many different people just because you want to shape perception is bullshit. Cooper Flagg is 52, guys. And Draymond is 51. That's who they've released so far. I don't even know why I went over that whole list. But yeah, you see where our guys are. RJ's 100, Jakob's 93, and Brandon's 77. And Scotty's probably going to be somewhere in the 40s. Watch. He won't even be that high in the 50s. So, yeah, it's messed up, man. It is messed up. Yeah. All right, let's see what else y'all have been saying in the chat. I would have thought the Aces would dominate, but the fever have risen. Oh, yeah, I already read that. All right, let's keep going with the tabs then. Instagram stories. That's what's next. Raptors Open Gym director of photography has got the link to the season 13 of the Open Gym from last year. And I am going to do some sort of watch party at some point before the season starts in October, where I'm going to watch the whole almost 5 hours of the whole entire Open Gym season from last year on a watch along in Discord, where people can come in and view it with me and we can talk and watch it together and react to certain parts of it. It was such a beautiful, glorious 30th season of the Raptors franchise. And the Open Gym did a very good job documenting the whole thing. You guys are the best. You guys are 10 out of 10. And whatever Sportsnet garbage that came out last year, it pales in comparison to the work done by Open Gym. And I appreciate you guys. Lloyd is listening to some grooving music somewhere. I don't know, Lloyd. Why not, Lloyd? What are you listening to? Toronto Tempo president Teresa Resch went to Montreal this weekend, and they had a bunch of events, but they also did some business while they're there. Apparently, the Tempo has 2 new owners that have joined the ownership group. And they are a woman named France Margaret Belanger. She is owner of the Tempo now. She's somebody from Montreal that's involved in a channel. So it's probably a partnership to help broadcast the Tempo in French, in French Canadian areas of Canada. So I'm guessing that's part of what this partnership is, but they're technically part owners. And guess what? The Tempo have done something that the Raptors could not do early on in their franchise history. They've got Molson on board with them. Molson Canada is on board with the Toronto Tempo as of now. Jeff Molson is now an owner of the Toronto Tempo as of yesterday. So Molson is involved with the Tempo now. That's a big, huge sponsorship. And I'm sure that's going to really, really help Teresa and their crew with money and advertising and just sponsorship. So expect Toronto Tempo, Molson Canadian collaborations, because Jeff Molson is now a part owner of the Tempo. So yeah, they went to Montreal and they picked up some owners. That's basically what happened this weekend. So yeah, very, very interesting stuff there. Also announcing, as Trevor said earlier, that the Toronto Tempo will indeed play 2 regular season games this season in Montreal. They're going to play 2 games in Vancouver, and they're going to play 2 of their games in Montreal also. So Montreal fans, you will get a chance to see the inaugural Toronto Tempo season, because they are going to come and play in your city. And that's awesome. That's an awesome thing. So yeah, let's see what else is in the Instagram this morning. Big news out of Montreal for the Tempo, that's for sure. Let's go to Morris Peterson. Morris Peterson's got some highlights from his old days on the Raptors, the Iron Man, Morris Peterson, and his friend posted it for him, Raptors Archive. And, well, he's saluting to his Raptors history. Mon Pete, we love you up here in Toronto. Always will. Always will. That's right. Savannah Hamilton is putting out thirst trap pictures yesterday about her vacation this summer. And this is what she said. She said, lately, I've been working on being more open and vulnerable. I wanted to share more of my why in all the trips I've gone on, especially this year. So yeah, Savannah with Cinderella stories and her coverage of women's sports. She's somebody that I like to cover because she's going to be somebody that I look to for leadership on how to cover the WNBA better. Because I know that her being a player that played in university and understanding the women's game, she's somebody I want to take direction from and learn from. Seriously, I'm being very serious. As a middle-aged man, it's like I can learn from a younger woman of color that knows about an expertise better than me. See, I want to be a good example for people in my demographic. Is like, look, she knows more about the WNBA. She knows more about women's basketball. She knows more about all that stuff. I'm not going to mansplain anything to her about it. So teach me, Savannah, is that's what I'm saying. Very, very humbly, I ask that, I want to learn from people that have already been involved in it more. People like Coach Coolcat, people like Savannah Hamilton. That's what I'm saying right there. See, we can be examples for people in all kinds of different ways. And sometimes you need to be an example of humbleness. And not being so like, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about right now. Serge Ibaka, where in the world is he? Well, he's with Empire Customs and some guy named Dennis. And I guess he was just getting some clothes together. Maybe he's still in Toronto. I don't know. He was with Ulrich very recently, which is cool. Scotty Barnes putting his dogs on blast. I guess he's got Cardi and CC out, and he's saying, my girls. He's reposted a post from earlier this summer. Now, recently, Slim Duck, what is he doing? What is Chris Boucher doing? He's in his house, and somebody shot a bird at him. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. Chris may be tough for me to follow soon, guys. It's going to be way too much Celtics-oriented stuff. Jamal McGlure was honoring Louis Saldana for his contributions to Caribbean culture around Toronto, and he was speaking in front of everybody. A little bit different than doing the comedy the other night, Jamal. Doing this gig here. But yeah, good stuff. McGlure, always active in the community. And Eugene Omeroy is still driving around in Dubai. He has not come back to this area of the world yet. So the man is just still enjoying himself over there in Dubai. And I don't know what that means about his 905 or G League or NBA aspirations this season. Because the man ain't in no hurry to get back over here, that's for sure. Siakam working with the kids on his Instagram story. There it is. The PS43 Foundation was at Gagetown School in Sunnybray in New Brunswick. And there he is with the kids. They're wearing a lot of white. It's interesting. But yeah, cool little thing. And Raptors official admin did another goofy NBA paint thing. I've seen this one before. But it's so goofy. Teenage Mutant Jakob Turtle. Biscotti Barnes was not bad enough already. You did Biscotti Barnes. Now you got the Teenage Mutant Jakob Turtle out there now. Teenage Mutant Jakob Turtle. Teenage Mutant Jakob Turtle. It's stupid, man. It's stupid. You should just said Teenage Mutant Jakob Turtle. Don't put the turtle in there. Just put Teenage Mutant Jakob Turtle. He doesn't have to be a turtle. You could just make it Jakob as a Teenage Mutant Jakob Turtle. That would have been cooler, honestly. Bruno Fernando's got a preacher up there talking about being saved in Jesus Christ and talking about, how Jesus died for our sins. And, that sacrifice should be honored and thanked and appreciated for that. And that's very important these days. It is. SGA calm yesterday morning. He's getting morning peace in the bath, laying in there and stuff like that. Of course, his Nardwuar interview is blown up, and a lot of people have been watching it. And maybe he is getting a little bit of fallout for the affinity he showed towards the Toronto Raptors in that interview. So he's gone and found his peace and on Monday morning just to take care of it. Luguetz Dort, I think he was on some sort of TV show because he's on a panel and he's dressed up real nice. So, good things happening for Luguetz. The 905 tryouts were really good this weekend. Coach Andrew Jones showing some of the highlights on his Instagram from Raptors 905 tryouts. I wonder if they found somebody. And we'll see somebody new on the Raptors 905 coming in because of the open trials this weekend. So, yeah, good luck to everybody who tried out. There's your Instagram stories for this morning. That's right. There you go. All right, let's keep going. But where am I in the chat? Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, you guys are commenting on the rankings that I said there. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. Let's see. Fiercey saying Huderman off the bench. Heiderman off the bench. Heiderman. Who's Heiderman? Fiercey saying Lex still wasting his time on ESPN. You're right. Maybe I should stop. We'll get our respect sooner than later. Let them talk down on us. They'll see. Yeah, I just think it's ridiculous how they downranked Brandon and RJ so much. They're going to have to fix that. They're going to fix that. And really putting so many role players and bench players in the top 100 of the NBA is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Bradley Beal is garbage. What has he done in the last few years? What has Zion done? What has Zion done? You know, if y'all put Ja Morant in like the top 20, I'm going to be like, y'all are a joke. Y'all are a joke. Seriously, man. It's crazy. Mo's saying this. Lex, I hope you looked up the names I gave you. Tara Davis Woodhall and Hunter Woodhall and Global Jam, Rising Star, Xavier and Lee. No, I didn't look up any of that. I have a certain amount of time in my day, and I do so much research, and it really is on the main basketball stuff. Global Jam, I just did not cover this year. Amit went. He saw a bunch of it. You know, he's gone every year for the most part. In some ways, I'm given a blind spot at Global Jam still. I'll have to go to it sometime and check it out myself. But in some ways, it's just a singular event, and there's so many basketball events around the city at this point. I'm really proud of myself for covering the CBL better this year because I've been ignoring it a little bit, not purposefully. I've wanted to cover it better, but just carving out extra time to watch CBL and go to CBL games, it's just so much, Mo. I have no idea who Xavier Lee is. I thought he was an interviewer from the picture that you showed me. I didn't think he was actually a player. Either way, the young kids can come up the pipeline. I don't have to know about them. They get to college, they get to the draft, then I start to know who they are. There's so many players coming up in high school and all kinds of different places. I don't want to know all of them. I don't care. If they get through all the obstacles and they get to a point where I know who they are, because they're involved in the NBA draft, that's it. I don't even care if they're in college. They could be a good player in college. I don't care who they are. I don't care. I have a limited amount of capacity in my brain, in my computer, in my hard drive, and I cannot find out who these people are. Tara Davis Woodhall and Hunter Woodhall, I have no idea who they are. I'm sorry. Everything you guys post, I do not go look at. And in fact, I'm on Facebook less and less now. In fact, I may totally turn off my Facebook soon and not even be there at all very soon. I'm very close to doing it. I'm so sick of this bullshit. Seriously, the Facebook is so messed up at this point. Let's see. Fiercely saying Bradley Beal over Jakob and RJ. You already know it's garbage. Yeah, it's crazy. Paul George, Bradley Beal, guys who checked out of their careers a couple years ago. They're just hanging around collecting checks. How the hell are they higher than RJ? A man who's working his ass off and trying his ass off the hardest ways. And you got lazy ass Paul George and sorry ass Bradley Beal ranked so much higher than RJ. You could have put Paul George or Bradley Beal at 100. I would have respected that more, ESPN. You could flip RJ from one of those spots. And why don't you bump up Brandon to Paul George's 54 also? You should put Brandon Ingram there and give RJ Bradley Beal's spot and put Bradley Beal at 100. Flip them all around. Paul George can be 77. Or he should be 76. And then we can put Brandon in the rightful spot at 54. And we could switch Bradley Beal and RJ Barrett real quick in that top 100 real fast. Because there's no way that Bradley Beal is a better NBA player than RJ Barrett right now at this point in their careers. It's garbage. You're exactly right. Yeah, shaking our heads. Monique, we are all shaking our heads on this one. That is for sure. Yeah. Levine over DeRozan. They are tripping. Yeah. Yeah, Ahmed sees it. He sees it too. Fiercely saying Jalen Suggs was out for most of the season last year. So how do they assess? Same for Zion and Paul George. Injured players don't play and you rank them? Yeah, okay. Total bias. And in some ways, once again, we live in a world where people are trying to shape reality by forcing their perception on people, whether it's the MAGA Trump trying to force their perception of the world on people, and soft-minded people will fall in line and think that they're right, but they're not. They're totally fucking evil and messed up. And well, ESPN's trying to shape the perception of who's good in the league and not. And people look at this and they'll think this is gospel. There'll be young people that look at it and they'll base a lot of their dumb opinions on the NBA from dumb opinions from ESPN. And that's part of the problem. And RJ is getting totally disrespected in this way. At least he's on the list. I kind of wish they had just left him off. if you're going to put him all the way at the bottom of the list at 100, you might as well just leave him off of it, is what I would say. Yeah, because you forgot about him. That's what I would say. Yeah. Let's see. Amit saying, you severely underrate Demi. I watched him since he was 17. Right now, I'd say Denny is either better or equivalent to RJ. No, fuck that. Oh, man. No, I do underrate him. I don't think he's ever been on a good team. Let's just put it that way. He has never been on a good team. There's a lot of players that can look good on shitty teams like the Wizards and the Blazers. So, no, I don't underrate him. In some ways, you overrate him probably because of where he's from. And that's it right there. No, I don't overrate him. Wayne saying, more in Raptor Freaks. Yep, it's coming. What's coming? The season. The season's coming. That's right. Smooth saying, Andrew Wiggins better than RJ. That's a funny story. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. And like, what has Andrew done since the championship with the Warriors to make him that high in the rankings? I'm telling you right now, it's so stupid. I mean, Tyler Hero was in there too. It is what it is. It is what it is. Fiercely said, I will definitely go to Montreal to watch the Tempo. There you go. You wanted to come to Toronto to see the Tempo with Fiercely Jr. Well, they're going to come to you, and you can go there too. Maybe you should come to both, though. Maybe you'll want to come to Toronto still and see a Tempo game here still. We'll have to see, MJ, whatever works and fits for what you can do. Reggie saying, Pat Riley refusing to trade Wiggins to the Lakers because he does not want to help them. Yeah, we talked about this already. Didn't you bring this up already? I thought you put this in the comments already in the last 2 days. Was it you or was it somebody else? It may have been Trevor. Who knows? One of you two already wrote it in, and we talked about that already. Let's see. Kareem saying, I'll take direction from Savannah Hamilton anytime. Okay. Yeah. Where's Mrs. Thompson? Most saying, W stream, W vibes. Go Raptors for life. Keep at it always, Lex. Raptor Freak Crew, strong forever. Just helping me limit the comments. I appreciate that, Mo. And having you here today helps to have the stability of knowing, well, I'm probably going to get done by 2 hours. And there's been a couple streams lately where I've gone 2.5, 2:45. And I'm like, where's my cutoff? And Fiercey will do it if you're not here sometimes. But you always do it at the right time. And this is early enough that it's a good time. Thank you. Kareem saying, also, I get kind of annoyed after about 5 minutes of listening to Nardwuar, Ed the Sock. But that's just me. Well, their voices, I mean, you got to understand, Nardwuar does have a grating voice to a degree. And in some ways, that's just part of the whole thing. But, you got to get past how he sounds and really listen to the material and listen to what he's saying. Because, man, he really knows his stuff. He's an above a reproach researcher. This man is like, if he researched anything in this world, he would be top notch at whatever it is he decides to go focus on. And, well, it's music. It's musicians, usually what he's doing. This is like, look, he's finding out stuff about people that he should not know. And these people ask him, how the hell do you know that? And, well, he won't tell anybody his secrets. And in some ways, he's smart for that because that's part of why proprietary he's so good. Is if he told all his secrets, maybe other people copycat him and do it just like what he's doing. But no, he's been very secretive about how he gets his information. It's really interesting. I think there's a level of psychic in Nardwuar. Like, I think partly he's psychic. And there's some stuff, I don't know how he does it, honestly. I don't know how he does it exactly. Fiercely saying, Raptors at men equals cringy. Yeah, I mean, who's your target audience? Are you going for the 6 to 8 years old market there, Raptors at men, with your Mutant Ninja Turtle? Who's your target audience? I mean, seriously. I mean, I get it. We want to get kids involved in the Raptors. And originally, the whole concept of the Raptors was very kid-friendly. And it did help things in the long run. But, we've had a more mature look to our team since the 90s. The dinosaur isn't so prominent. Maybe that's what people want. They want the dinosaur because they want to go back and be kids again. I don't get it, man. In some ways, I like the mature look of the Raptors under Masai and the We the North era with the red and the black and the gold and the black and that kind of stuff. Much better than like purple Barney dinosaur stuff. But, some people want that. They want that so bad. And I don't totally get it. I like respect. I like feeling like, people around the league take the Raptors seriously. And when you go too far back in our history, you're going to get to an area where they did it. And some people want to be that place. ESPN obviously does. They want to be at that place where nobody respects them. Grieve saying, at this point, let's see. At this point, I'm thinking Eugene Omoruyi found a princess of a king out in Dubai. Yeah, who knows? Whatever he's doing, he's living his best life. He's happy. We want just all the best things for Eugene Omoruyi. Yeah, that's all. That's all. That's all. No hate. No hate. He wants to be in Dubai. He's going to be in Dubai. Cool Cat saying at this point, I ignore all rankings about the league. Peace of mind. Yeah, I mean, it's just that in some ways it's good to touch base with ESPN because they are the worldwide leader of sports, like they've been saying for so long. And they do direct perception. So in some ways, we got to check on what they're saying so we understand what the idiots on social media in different places are getting their information and why they think this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the disrespect for RJ should continue since he's number 100 out of 100 on ESPN's top 100 players in the NBA. It's so ridiculous, man. Kareem saying, power of the people. Jimmy Kimmel's back on. People canceled their streaming services and apparently lost close to $2 billion, $4 billion. They lost $4 billion. Disney lost $4 billion in the last week. I'm watching Jimmy tonight. Please, no apologies. Yeah, I don't want to hear no apologies. In fact, I want him to come out swinging. And I want him to do stuff that will make Trump even more infuriated and want him to be fired even more. This is the thing. You're testing free speech. You're testing the First Amendment. And you need to see if it still works, Jimmy Kimmel. The people are behind you. It's been shown now. The people are behind you. You have more power you're on your platform to be free to do what you're supposed to do. And that's what we want you to do. That's why everybody canceled their stuff. And in some ways, we don't want to be disappointed to see you become a half-baked Jimmy Kimmel and a dulled sword just because you're scared. No, we need you to be a hero. I would never have called it the Jimmy Kimmel The Man Show. At this point in our history, may be a very important American person that is going to be important to American history because of the struggle for democracy. And Jimmy Kimmel's in that spot right now. South Park's in that spot. Stephen Colbert is in that spot. There's different people that are in that spot right now that are essential to the health of democracy and free speech. And they have a duty in some ways to do what they need to do. I'm so happy. I mean, in some way, Jimmy was on his way to Italy. He was going to live there forever and just leave the country. And I don't blame him. But now he's got to come back. And he's got to do this. And in some ways, he's got to do this right. And know that, you know, even though Trump has put bullseyes on you and Stephen Colbert, you guys are stronger for it. In fact, you guys are more galvanized with your followings because people really care about this issue. And they're going to they're going to be there for you, behind you, to be there for you if you fall, seriously. Or if you're doing whatever, we appreciate it because you are on the front lines in some ways of a very important battle for the First Amendment, Jimmy Kimmel. So don't drop the ball tonight. Seriously, do it right. And seriously, if you piss the right people off, well, the right people will continue to pay Disney or continue to watch and tune in. You know, the ratings are going to be good tonight. I'll bet. Fiercely saying, I still want to go to Toronto next year. Awesome. I like that. Dunk at the wind. Dunk at the wind? What is it, the wind? The wind. You want me to dunk the wind? Who's the wind? The wind. I'm not following here. I don't know. All right, I'll put this in here. The wind. The wind. Okay. Yeah, there you go. All right, 3 points for the wind. I don't even know why I did that. I don't even know why. Mo's saying, sorry if I turned you off on things today, Lex. No, you didn't. It's just that, Mo, in some ways, like I was just saying about Savannah Hamilton, you can educate me on stuff, and you do all the time. And you're bringing me names and stuff. It's just that if it's not really NBA related, if it's, you know, it's tough. Like I'll get into college basketball. Not at all. I'm not covering college. I can't. I'll cover Team Canada basketball men's, but I don't even cover Team Canada basketball women's because it's just a lot. I'll be covering the tempo. I'll be covering CBL, covering the G League, covering the NBA and the Raptors. It's in Team Canada, Olympics, you know, stuff like that. But it's just a lot. And I can't keep up with every high school kid in Canada. I really can't. You didn't turn me off at all. I'm just saying that, like, I don't know how to cover Xavier Lee because what has he done yet? He's a phenom who's young, who's coming up and getting heads turning. Well, LeBron James had that happening to him very young too. And, well, I'll cover him when the time is right. If I get the chance to cover him. When the time is right, I will. Kareem saying also the orangutan. I wouldn't even call him that. That's degrading to that primate. said that Tylenol is causing autism in kids through pregnant women. Yeah, misinformation abounds from the White House, whether it's RFK Jr., whether it's any of those jabroni pieces of crap that are involved in the administration right now in the United States. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about what you're putting in here because it's misinformation and you perpetuate it, just bringing it in here. Everything they said is false. Whatever Trump's trying to do with autism right now is scary because in some ways he wants a directory of people who have autism and he wants to start doing really insidious eugenics shit. So let's not perpetuate it and put it up. And yeah, lost a bunch of money because the president creating lies and false narrative. Tylenol will sue. Good. I hope Tylenol will sue him. Seriously. Randolph's here. Good morning, Randolph Phillips. Blessings, beloved Raptor Freak family. Life is filled with ups and downs. Proactively prepare for both. For everything, there is a season. Know the seasons of life. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Thank you, Randolph. Blessings to the Phillips family and all the Raptor Freak families. Okay. So life is filled with ups and downs. Proactively prepare for both. Yeah. Okay. I like that. Kawhi's saying more needs to be done, but it's a start. I don't even know what he's talking about. Isaac's saying Kareem. Okay. Oh, you want Kareem to get the win? Oh, because you called him the wind. See, you're using the football reference from his high school days that I'm not picking up on. So you want Kareem to get the dunk. Okay. You got to tell me a little bit more. I'm just like thinking you were thinking about like the weather outside. Oh, you want me to give a dunk to the wind? We had not established that as Kareem, one of Kareem's known nicknames with me, full ass, butt dialer, dunk champion. But I had not heard I know he said the win before, so I just got it. Let's see. Wayne saying Disney is a content creator. The problems are the distribution of said content, which is just too entitled that conservative and one Clear Channel is super mega. These monopolies need to be broken up. Yeah, the world has moved more and more to monopolies, and that's not a good thing. That's never a good thing. Consumer choice and capitalism is always best. That's why capitalism is destroying itself, because we're in late stage capitalism. We're unregulated capitalism, monopolistic capitalism is dangerous and destroys freedom and society. And we've not been responsible with how capitalism has been set as a system. And it's going to devolve society into bad stuff. And, that sucks. That sucks. You could be a little less greedy, 1%, oligarchs, corporations, and we could keep society afloat and kind of going okay. But you guys are going past the tipping point in some crazy ass shit. And maybe you want to signal some sort of new era with some sort of dystopian surveillance state of really fucked up wealth inequality. Either way, you guys are fucked up and you're going to hell for it. And also, I would say this. You guys could have kept your rackets going if you weren't so damn greedy. But because you're going to push the greed so far, you're going to break the system and society will collapse. And you idiots are the only ones to blame for it. And it could be an environmental collapse. It could be peaceful society collapse. It could be all kinds of different collapses. And monopolies and food and media and housing and all kinds of different stuff is never good. Never, never, ever good. And we've seen how it destroyed wrestling. It really did destroy wrestling for a lot of people once Vince McMahon had the monopoly on major wrestling. And that happened around 2003. And ever since then, a lot of people like me have never turned the TV back on for wrestling because Vince McMahon monopolized the whole wrestling world. And that's a very good, easy example of how monopolies destroy good things. WWF needed WCW, and they needed ECW too. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Trevor's saying, can we get Juju on the Raptors? I mean, on the Tempo? I don't know. We'll just have to see. She's going to be in the draft, right? Kareem saying the win. That's new. You didn't even remember that nickname, Isaac. He's calling you the wind because you're running back glory days. He's calling you the wind. Kareem the Wind Thomas. That's a new one? You haven't heard that one? That's because Isaac wants to put it on you, man. Raptors Reddit reactions. Let's see. Yeah, people are reacting to the news about Fred, and they're sad. Raptors fans let's see what they're saying about Fred. Let's just test it. Let's see if there's at least he got paid. Somebody's saying that. Was hoping to see KD and Fred in action together after bickering from the finals. Me too. Yeah, it would have been awesome. People are saying glad he got paid. They got a Kevin Durant reaction where he's very upset, hearing what's happening. Looks like in the end, Team Smooth won. They're talking about Gillette commercials. Somebody else saying, fuck, man, that sucks. Fred is a Raps legend, and any real Raptors fan loves Fred. That's right. That's right. And then somebody said, any Osmos fan loves Fred as well. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Let's see. Somebody else is saying the Rockets are going to be worse without him. Despite the promising young talent on the team, Fred was a bulldog that played the right way despite his chucking tendencies. He objectively impacts winning. It's a big loss for them. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's all about right. And Raptors fans are showing respect to Fred in his injury. That's good. I don't want to see anybody kicking him while he's down. Seriously. It's not nice. As we said earlier, Tyson Degenhart has been signed to a training camp deal. Exhibit 10 goes straight to the 905. That's up here on Reddit right now. They've got more OVO Raptors gear getting dropped, and there's some purple and red in it very prominently. Very, very weird. OVO's going purple and red. So maybe there is a little bit of a brand coloring change where purple will show up more on Raptors stuff with the red and black. That's kind of the signal. And somebody's saying here, why do we hate Drake? I clearly missed something. Please don't be mean. Yeah, people don't understand why we hate Drake right now. It's because he's disrespecting DeRozan. That's it. There's a couple of camps. Some people are in the camp with Drake. Our guy, The Wind, is a little bit in the Drake camp. And some of us are in the DeRozan camp. Some of us don't care about Kendrick Lamar's music and the stupid stuff that Drake's all upset about. We care more about DeRozan and his legacy with the Raptors than some weak-ass, made-up, fake rap battle. No. So that's the difference. Some people care more about music, and they're mad for Drake. And some people care more about basketball, and they're mad at Drake for disrespecting DeMar. And, well, you can see where I sit on that, which side. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep going. Let's do birthdays. And we have a sad birthday today. It is the birthday of Eric Montross today. Eric Montross passed away a few years ago, very sadly at the age of 52. So, yeah, we're going to remember former Raptor, UNC center Eric Montross today on his birthday. Gone from cancer at the age of 52 in 2023. It's sad. It's sad. All right, I guess we'll do the classic card now. All right, yeah, we're moving right along. We got about 15 minutes until 2 hours. So let's see. Yeah. Kareem saying it's better than Bambi. Coach always said I had soft feet like Bambi. He called you Bambi. Okay, light feet. Called you light feet. Light feet, Kareem Thomas. Kareem Light Feet Thomas. Kareem Bambi Thomas. Wayne St. Clear Channel has announced they will not be distributing Kimmel tonight or in the near future. Sorry to hear about Fred. Durant brought in his bad luck already. Yeah, I don't know where or how Fred got hurt, but it's sad. It is sad. That sucks. So Clear Channel is still rejecting Jimmy Kimmel coming back because they're idiots. They're going to get hurt for this too. Trust me, they'll get hurt for this. Oh, crap. We got this guy. All right, we'll do it. Why not? All right, full name answer. Write it in quickly. First to write it in will get the card. So, yeah, let's see real quick. Trevor's saying, who's going to be the worst team in the West and the worst team in the East this season? Oh, that's just out of the blue. I don't know, Trevor. I'll always say Washington and Portland. How about that? All right, here we go. Here's the card, easy card. Write the full name answer. Emmanuel quickly would say, you better get this fast. So, yeah, full name answer, get the card, get the points. It's 50 points. Kaz gets it. Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero is the classic card. Way, way too easy. Trucker Kaz jumping in and grabbing the card today. Yeah, that's way too easy. Way too easy. And Tyler's going to be hurt for the beginning of the season. Do you factor that into your rankings? ESPN, Tyler's going to be hurt for the beginning of the season. Y'all still ranked him above RJ Barrett. He's going to miss like 30 games of the season, and y'all still rank him up there. You're giving a discount to RJ because he's going to play with Brandon Ingram this year, but you're giving Tyler Hero a bump because he's not going to be healthy at the beginning of the season? What the hell is this? What the hell is this, man? It's crazy, man. Kaloy saying, I enjoyed that video from Mike Roach. I don't even know. I didn't even see any video from Mike Roach. Let's see. Yeah, autocorrect. Yeah, you got your rather Hero. Yeah, it is what it is. You didn't get in there in time. It is what it is. All right, let me see. What else do we got? There's there's a report that the Warriors are going to get Horford, Anthony Melton, Gary Payton II, and the brother of Steph Curry, Seth Curry, added to the Warriors very shortly, along with Kuminga. So, yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if Seth and Steph have played together yet. So this might be a nice little near the end of the career kind of thing where the two brothers Curry are on the same team finally in their NBA careers. So I don't know if that's that I remember them actually playing with each other at any point. So, yeah, Seth Curry, journeyman. Definitely. All right, guys, thanks for watching the Raptor Freak Tuesday Trivia. Nardwuar, the human serviette. We had to pay tribute to a Canadian icon, a treasure, indeed. That's what they say. He's a Canadian treasure. He is. He really is. And I just appreciate him. I appreciate him for his work ethic. I appreciate him for his style of what he does, and that he is very, very true to what he does for himself. And he hasn't sold out. That's the thing, man. Nardwuar has a life where he has never had to have a real job. He has a real job. He works for a radio station. But some would say a job, you know what I'm saying. He does what he likes to do, and he's been able to take care of himself for his life. And that's fantastic. Creatives like him should be able to carve out a good life doing what they love on their terms. And I love that he's like that. In some ways, I have a ton of respect for him for like that, because in some ways he's a role model for me to do it the way I do it. So I appreciate you, Nardwuar, very, very much. Big ups. That's right, Seymour. Good to see you, man. Kaz saying Seth joined the Golden State Warriors for a handful of preseason games in 2013, where he got to play with his brother before being waived and later going on to play with the Sacramento Kings. Okay, so there was a little bit of a period where they were together in training camp. Okay, that's good information, Kaz. I'll give you a dunk for correction or just clarifying something about all that. Let's see, where's Kaz? Kaz is he's down here. Let's see, where's the one for, why is it not easy to see? He should be alphabetical. He should be right there. There it is. It's just he has the numbers on his name there. Okay, 64 is the dunks for Kaz at this point. All right, I'm going to shorten that just so I can see it easier. All right, we're going to get out of here, guys. Enjoy the WNBA playoff games tonight, and I'll be back with the Wow Wednesday tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Yeah. Fiercely saying, thank you for these trivias, Lex. Very informative. No problem. Definitely go watch some Nardwuars. You know, if you go to his channel, you can see in his video archive all the interviews he's ever done for the most part. And there may be some musical artists that you really enjoy that you're like, holy crap, he's done an interview with somebody that I really like, and I want to see this. So definitely go through Nardwuar's YouTube channel and find the clips of, maybe you want to go watch the original Drake interview, the one that the picture for the stream is from, or the newer one where he did an hour with Drake. He's done interviews with so many huge music stars and other people too that are interesting. So if you go look at what he's done, you may find one that you're like, wow, I wanted to see this, and this is fantastic. Fantastic. Cat saying they haven't played together in the regular season, though, I think. Yeah, we could see that. I can see that. W Stream, W Community. Thank you, Cat. I appreciate that. Y'all, please like, comment, subscribe, share, join the channel if you like. Membership has its privileges, and it helps to support the channel. All right, guys, I'll be back tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Let's go Raptors. Let's go Tempo. Let's go Team Canada basketball. Let's go Nardwuar. Doot.